The Garden of Why. In the town of Stillwater, everything was exactly the same every single day. The grown-ups swept the same dust, and the children played the same games. The Larrick sat on his porch, watching the gray clouds drift by, wondering if there was anything more to see beyond the edge of the hill. One afternoon, while poking at a patch of dry earth, Alaric found something that didn't belong. It was a tiny, glowing spark, shaped like a question mark. It hummed with a soft, melodic sound. Alaric reached out and picked it up, feeling a sudden tingle of excitement in his fingertips. Alaric ran to the oldest building in town, the Archive of Echoes. Inside, he found Lysandra, who spent her days organizing tall stacks of heavy scrolls. He held out his hand to show her the glowing spark. "I found a why," he whispered. Lysandra stepped around her desk and knelt beside him. "A why is a very special seed, Alaric," she explained. "But it cannot grow on its own. It needs the soil of a book and the water of a lesson. Every time you learn something new, the spark becomes a flame." They opened a thick book about the stars. As Lysandra read about the giant balls of fire in the sky, the spark in Alaric's hand began to grow. A vine of bright blue light crept out from his palm and wrapped around the book, turning the pages into a shimmering map of the night. Alaric wanted to see more. He spent the next day watching the clockmaker, learning how tiny gears work together to tell the time. As he understood the rhythm of the ticks and tocks, the light from his why spread through his feet, turning the gray cobblestones beneath him into vibrant shades of gold. But learning wasn't always easy. Alaric found a book full of strange symbols and difficult numbers. He tried to read it, but the words felt like a tall, cold wall that he couldn't climb. He sat on the floor, feeling the glow of his why begin to dim. Lysandra sat down next to him and handed him a much smaller book. "You don't have to climb the whole wall at once," she said gently. "You just have to move one stone at a time." Together, they practiced one symbol, then another, until the wall began to crumble. Soon, Alaric's world was no longer gray. Every new thing he learned added a new color to the sky and a new flower to the fields. He realized that the more he knew, the bigger and more beautiful the world became. He wasn't just living in Stillwater anymore. He was living in a kingdom of endless wonder. One morning, Alaric saw a young girl named Vellum sitting on a porch, looking at the gray clouds just as he once had. He walked over and opened his hand, revealing a tiny, glowing why he had found for her. "Do you want to see how the world grows?" he asked.